Hey, what's up, friends? It's James Hardy. Welcome to another Power Flow yoga class. This is your time to focus on strength, flexibility, balance, and of course, mindfulness. We're going to get started today at standing. So just come up to the top of your mats. You can line your feet up at hip bone distance on parallel with each other, or bring your big toes together to touch with a little bit of space back between your heels. Once you've got your feet set up, take a big inhale, bend through your knees, and then reach your shoulder heads up towards your ears, lengthening your spine, and exhale to roll your shoulders down away from the ears and the back. Let's do that again. Inhale, lift up tall. Exhale, roll them out and sigh out. One more. Inhale, roll your shoulder heads up tall, breathe in. Exhale, roll them out and sigh out. And then just relax the weight of your arms. Let your body settle into standing. But let's be thoughtful about this. Feel spread out into the edges of your feet. If your knees are locked, we want just a micro bend in them so we keep the flow of blood going. Your tailbone could slightly pull down to your heels so your pelvis would slightly tilt back. You'll feel your low abs draw in. You'll feel some length down through your low back. And then with the shoulder heads released down away from the ears and the back, we should have some nice posture coming up through the torso. Keep the length all the way up through the back of your neck and let your chin come slightly down and back. Okay, we're going to warm up the breath with Dirga Pranayama. So this is a 3-part breath exercise. Take your air all the way down to empty. Breathe into your low belly, your low back for 1, 2, 3, and hold. Breathe into your mid-abdomen and your mid-back. 1, 2, 3, hold there. Breathe into your chest, into your shoulders. Once you've got your full breath, just hold and relax. And then like you were quieting somebody, make this sound on your exhale. Shh. Breathe in low belly, low back. Hold there. Breathe up to mid-abdomen and mid-back. Pause there. And then breathe all the way to your chest, all the way to your shoulders. Hold it, relax. And that same exhale, slow and controlled. Ujjayi breath. Inhale through the nose, slow and deep from the bottom to the top, like you're sipping the air in through a straw. Exhale out your nose, slow and controlled, like you're fogging up a mirror. Okay, work this breath at your own pace. Create the sound of ocean waves. This breath is our link into mindfulness. When you are practicing controlling your breath, you're taking something your body automatically does and you're bringing that thought, that mindfulness, that awareness to it. So let your breath be your guide for your practice, and then just take what works for me and leave the rest behind. Blink the eyes to a soft gaze up front. And then on your inhale, stretch and reach your arms up tall into mountain. And on your exhale, hinge out from your hips and swan dog with some bend into your knees. Fold all the way down, let your fingertips tap, release your head. And then inhale halfway up. So press to your shins, bend your knees a little bit, and then what we call a quote-unquote flat back. So the spine is parallel to the ground, gaze is to the ground, crown of the head is forward. As you press your hands to the tops of your shins with your knees bent a little bit, you want to feel your shoulder blades toned in. If you work out at the gym, this is kind of like a bent over row. So you're lengthening your spine, yogis, but you are strengthening around it. Your next exhale, refold. Release the head and vertebrae by vertebrae roll up. Head is the last thing to come up when it stacks. Inhale to reach your arms wide and tall. Maybe arc back slightly. And on the exhale, bring your hands together in front of your chest, right in front of your heart center, that reference to the chakra system. Inhale, reach back up mountain, breathe in, extend. And on your exhale, that controlled swan dive, hinge out from your hips, have some bend into your knees, flat back halfway, and then fold down. Okay, this time you're gonna take ragdoll frame. So feet at hip bone distance, opposite hand to the outside of opposite elbow or bicep.
And as you hold that forward fold, letting yourself gently sway side to side or lightly rock back and forth. If you lost track of the breath, bring it back in. And if your elbows aren't dropping below your knees, bend your knees a little bit. Allow your spine to really fold deep on this. Release your hands down to the ground. I want your fingertips connected to the ground. And then just slide your left hand into the center. You can go to your fingertips, fist, or palm. Bend into your left knee, lengthen your right leg, and reach your right arm up tall in space. Gaze is over to the right. And as you bend into your left knee, you press down into your left hand, and you push into your right heel. We've got a really nice stretch all along the outside of the right leg, up into your hip, and then up through your side body. And you're also doing a nice little twist here with the chest, so breathe into it. When we're breathing in twists, the inhale creates space, and on the exhale, you release into that space. One more inhale, reach up, and on your exhale, we're going to switch it out. So bring your right hand where your left is. Press to your fingertips, fist, or palm. This time, you're going to bend into your right knee, lengthen your left leg, press into that left heel, press into the outside edge of the left foot. Reach your left arm up and gazes to the left. And you're opening your wingspan from the ground to the sky, letting you, that palm high five the left wall. You got it. Gazes to the left. Breathe into that nice stretch on the back of your leg, on the outside edge of your leg, all the way up into your hip, all the way through your side bodies. One more inhale, reach up here, and on your exhale, fold forward. Beautiful. We're going to take a squat so you can actually come onto the balls of your feet and lift your heels so you can get your palms nice and deep to the ground. You could also do this from a tabletop position. And then to warm up the wrists, you'll press the palms to the ground, but your fingers are pointing to the back of the room and your thumbs are pointing to the side. And then you can just kind of give some side-to-side motion or lean back a little bit and then press forward a little bit. And what's nice is you're getting into the circle of your palm, you're getting into your wrists, and you're also getting into your forearms here. You could also try peeling your palms, kind of lifting off the mat to your fingertips, and then rolling the hands back forward. That's one of my favorite ones. Okay, we're about ready, and you're doing that breath the whole time you're here, right? Just stay with it. We're about ready. Take the back of your hands to the ground. Your fingers can point to the back of the room, and the back of the hands press down. And again, just maybe a little side to side, or a little back and forth, or whatever feels best to you. Listen to the sound that the breath creates. It's got to sound like ocean waves or a sound like hollow wind. I'm a really sound-oriented person, and I love creating the sound of Ujjayi breathing and letting it be one of the things that brings me back into the here, back into the now. Okay, so if your heels have been lifted this whole time, start to lower your heels to the ground so you're in a full squat and just give a roll out through your wrists here. And if your heels don't go down, it's fine. Do it on the balls of your feet with your heels lifted. You're just creating this nice stretch for your back inside of a squat, and then stretch for your hips and for your knees and for your ankles. Okay, once your palms are nice and warmed up, we are going to step back to the top of the plank, Palakasana. You can do this on your toes. You could also drop your knees and cross your ankles. What you want to avoid here is bending the hips up and back or dropping the hips down and forward. So you want a nice line either from the heels through the back of your neck or from the knees through the back of your neck. I always like shifting a little forwards and backwards, nothing big, but I really start to feel the shape of my body in space. Hips on level with your shoulders. Hold your shoulders above your hands. Don't lock those elbows, micro bend. Biceps tone into center line. That cue kind of like you've got a beach ball you're holding between your biceps. And on your next exhale, we're going to come halfway down to Chaturanga. So hinge forward, lower to elbow height, and we're here for 5. Stay with the breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, back up to the top of your plank. Again, exhale, lower halfway down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Elbows are pointing back in space. 5, 4, hold and hover. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, back up. Last one. Exhale again, lower halfway, Chaturanga Dandasana. Elbows point to the back of the room. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift up. And on this exhale, you're going to lower all the way to your belly. And we'll set up Bhujangasana, low cobra. So slide your palms a little lower down your torso. Your elbows lift up in space, and you can relax your chin and the top of your feet to the ground. Start to squeeze your elbows together so your shoulder blades are put together. That's more the point of what you're doing, pulling your shoulder blades together. And then you'll lift your chest up off the ground. And notice I said lift, not push. So there's really little to no pressure in your hands here. You can actually even float your palms up off the ground. Hips are pressing down to the ground, tops of the feet are rooted, and then you're just lifting up. This is kind of those surfing muscles of when you're riding out to get past the break. Stay with that breath, or when you're riding to try to get on a wave. Paddling to get on a wave. Hey, let's do some paddling. Lift your thighs up off the ground, point your legs back. Now reach your right arm forward, and then take the left hand and reach it behind you, or press the back of the left hand to the small of your back. Dig in with that breath. Next exhale, let's swim the right arm back and reach the left arm forward. You can take the right hand to the small of your back or reach your fingertips back. Friends, use that breath. It's here for you to dig in with. One more inhale. And on that exhale, you can release down. Awesome. Tuck your toes, lift up to the top of a plank or a tabletop, and then shift your hips back up, downward facing dog. So what's nice when you get to your first down dog is just to warm your body up. You can do this by walking the dog out. That's a really great way. Just drop the weight to one heel while you bend opposite knee. And while you're doing that, you do want to reach your hips back up away from your hands so you're lengthening your spine. You want to spread out into the circle of your palm, into your fingers, into the knuckles of your hands. And then, again, check those elbows aren't locked. They're micro bent. You are extending your arms. Your biceps are toning in towards center line. And now let's hold the hips up and back. Bend your knees a little bit. And once you feel that full diagonal from the hands all the way through the hips with that muscle engagement, let your heels pull down towards the ground as close as they come. Awesome, guys. Inhale your right leg back up, three-legged down dog. If your right hip bone, the front of your right hip bone is pointing open to the right, point it down and back. Think about a pair of scissors opening up. The blades don't face different directions as they open. Hold and breathe. Feel that press, feel that lift. And on your exhale, work your right foot up between your hands to a low lunge. Get a nice long stance. On an inhale, we're lifting into a high crescent lunge. So your right knee is bent at 90, right thigh is parallel to the ground. Ball of your left foot is off the ground, and the heel of your left foot is off the ground and pulling forward. You're pressing into the ball of your left foot. Find the individual strength down into your legs, and then feel your thighs toning back in. You're pressing into that right leg. Your lower leg muscles are engaged. Your upper leg muscles are engaged. They're holding that knee nice and strong. See if you can engage your glute on that right side. Your glute muscles pull back and up away from the knee. And then arms lift up, pinkies forward, thumbs back. This sets your shoulders up so you can let the shoulder heads relax away from the ears and then feel a little opening through your heart. We'll get a little more into that heart opener in a second, but for now, on your exhale, vertical twist to the right. Right hand behind you, left arm forward. Note that your spine is not leaning forward, it's straight up in space. Your palms are open to the right wall. And then you got another twist to breathe into, friends. So you're really going to feel the inhale is going to push against the grain of the twist, and the exhale release you into the grain of the twist, release you deeper into it. Your gaze maybe over to the right side of the room, or maybe even back where your right fingertips are reaching or towards that direction. Okay, and then on your inhale, we're back up into that high crescent lunge, but this time I want you to go cactus arms, tone your shoulder blades in, shoulder heads relax down, and then start to lift your chest up a little bit in space. So you're taking a little baby back bend as you're holding on to that lunge. Nice work. Stay with your breath. Get strong in those legs. Stay engaged. One more inhale right here. And on your exhale, we're going to beggar's bowl. This is a turbo lunge. What I mean by that is you bend your back left knee to the point where it's just hovering off the ground.
And then beggar's bowl, you're reaching your arms forward and you're holding this heavy bowl in your hands. And you're lifting up with your biceps. You're not, just watch, you're not caving in with your shoulders. You're opening up through your chest. You still got a little chest. You've got a little bit of that shoulder blade tone behind you. Beautiful breath. Okay, and on an inhale, you're going up to one-legged mountain. So push off of that left foot, stand up on your right leg, and then your left knee is going to be bent at 90. The thigh is plugging back into your hips, extending up through your fingertips, and it's kind of, imagine you're doing a mountain pose, right? Both feet to the ground, reaching straight up through your arms. That kind of stability, that kind of strength, and that lift, just with one knee lifted. Beautiful. On an exhale, come into chair, and we're going to make it a flying chair. What I mean by that is lift your heels off the ground so you're bouncing on the balls of your feet. And then pull your elbows back a little bit in space. Fingers are pointing down and back. Let the shoulders come in a little close, and then your chest is still shining forward. Your gaze is forward. Nice job with that breath. Find the ocean wave sound. And then one-legged mountain, drop your right heel, inhale your arms and your left knee up. This time as you're lifting your left thigh up, you're going to start to extend your left leg forward and press out through your left heel. Avoid leaning back as you do this. Press strong into that right foot, especially the ball of your right foot as you press forward through your left leg and lift. One more inhale, lift it up. And on your exhale, a flying lunge. So you reach the ball of your left foot back to that lunge position. And then your arms are going back in space, kind of like flying chair. Elbows slightly lifting back. Fingers point down and back. Nice diagonal line from the back leg all the way through the back of your neck, so you're looking more out the top of your eyes. Stabilize and breathe. And then we'll open to warrior two on an inhale. So knife edge of your left foot to the ground. Right arm forward, left leg back. I kind of been walking my right foot forward a little bit. When I go from lunge to warrior two, I like to lengthen the stance out. Your heels are in one line from the front of the mat to the back. You're pressing down, you're hugging in. And especially with the back leg, you want to watch that it's not slack. You're pressing into that knife edge. Feeling the engagement down around it and feeling that tone back into center. Reach out through your arms. Get that really nice, beautiful posture through your chest, and then gaze out over your front fingertips. Little another surfing reference right here. Riding on your mat. And you're breathing. Okay, friends, so on an exhale, now we're going to cartwheel down into a low lunge position. Nice work. You got both hands framing the right foot. You're on the ball of the left foot. Excellent. From here, step back to the top of your plank. Next exhale, lower halfway down, and then press to the tops of your feet and inhale, up dog. You can always skip this bit that I'm doing right now and go directly to down dog, or some folks will replace up dog with low cobra. Up dog, you're holding your body weight on your hands and your feet, so I kind of put it in the family of like a plank or a push-up. It is a back bend, but you are holding your body weight. You're toning the shoulders, you're relaxing the heads away from the ears and the back, biceps toned in, and then tuck your toes, lift back up, find that down dog. Maybe a little bit more loosening up, it's our second one, maybe a little bit of walking out, definitely tapping back into the shape and the strength around it. Rad yogis. Okay, we're ready. Inhale that left leg up nice and tall, three-legged down dog. Again, if the front of your left hip bone is pointing to the left wall, point it down and back, and really pretend that you can push your heel right up into the top corner of the back wall.
That's going to help you from sinking into your right hip here. You're lifting up and out of your right hip. I like that breath. Stay with it. Okay, next exhale. Work your foot up between your hands, low lunge position. Once you've got your stance in place, rise up into your high crescent lunge and stabilize. Press individually through your legs, let your thighs tone in. Left knee is right over your left heel, you're spread into your left foot, gripping. You got the strength of your lower left leg, upper left leg, holding that knee in place, and then your left glute is engaged, so it's pulling back up away from your knee. Your thighs are toning in, and you're pressing off that back right leg. You've got the heel of your right foot gently drawing forward as you press into the ball of the foot. Arms are up in space, pinkies forward, thumbs back. Biceps pull back to frame your ears, shoulder heads down away. Next exhale, vertical twist to the left, so left hand behind you, right arm forward. Again, spine is straight up in space here. And if it starts to play with your balance, no worries if you're wiggling or wobbling, it's all good. Balance is a great thing to practice. Stay with it, and if you fall out of it, just try again. One thing to help with your balance is focus your gaze on one object that's not moving. Okay, at the end of your next exhale, you'll inhale the high crescent lunge, but do so with cactus arms. Let those shoulder blades pull in towards one another. Get strong through your legs and lift up through your chest. You got a baby back bend you're breathing with here. Nice work. And it's a lift up and out of it, and then the tilt back, so it's really supported. Okay, breathe into it, and then when the exhale comes, beggar's bolus. This is where you're going to just hover that back right knee off the ground, reach your arms forward, and really tone those thighs in. Spine is straight up. Use that breath for endurance. Okay, inhale is one-legged mountain, so lift your arms and your right knee. Full length of your body from that left foot out through your fingertips. Right knee is lifted up in space. Your right thigh bones plug back into your hips, extending out through the arms and staying with that breath. Again, you can focus your gaze on one object that's not moving. Next exhale, bring the right foot down, and we're in chair, but we're making this a flying chair. So it's a squat, but we're lifting the heels off the ground on the balls of the feet. And then you're reaching your elbows back, shoulders are toning in, hands are down and back, those fingers are down and back. Chest is still lifting up. You got your gaze forward in front of you. It might be down a little bit, but it's definitely on the wall in front of you. Okay, drop your left heel, inhale your arms and your right knee back up to one-legged mountain. But this time as you lift your right thigh up, and I love the visual, like there's a suitcase handle above your right thigh, it's lifting up, you're pressing that right foot forward. So it's coming out from your core muscles, and you're pressing off of that left leg down into your left heel. So you're really avoiding, it's not leaning back, it's moving forward. Okay, one more inhale, lift up, and on your exhale, we're going to a flying lunge. So the ball of your right foot's to the back of your mat, and then your arms are reaching back in space. Nice diagonal line from your back leg all the way through your spine, all the way up through your fingertips. And when I made that transition right there, it's nice when you land it and you everything catches, but right there I had to kind of tap a hand down and catch myself. And that's what this practice is all about. That's what we call it, a practice, friends. We're here just all getting to work on ourselves, work on our bodies, and be with that breath.
Right on. So get down to the end of the breath, and then we got that warrior two on your inhale. Knife edge of the right foot to the ground. Maybe you walk your left leg a little forward, open the stance out. Tone back into center, stabilize. You do get nice and deep, and you do get a hip opener inside of this pose. That's why I threw this into the sequence. It's really nice to open the hips in warrior two and feel that stability. Spine is straight up in space. Arms are up on level with your shoulders. Palms point to the ground, and you're gazing across your front fingertips. Riding the waves, staying with your breathing. Okay, so breathe into it, and when your exhale comes, cartwheel down to a low lunge. Both hands frame the left foot, you're on the ball to the right, step back to your plank. So I'm going to do the same transition. Again, you could go to down dog, but drop halfway to chaturanga on an exhale, press to the tops of the feet, and find that upward facing dog. Biceps tone in, lifting up through the chest. Note your hips are off the ground, your legs are off the ground, it's just the tops of your feet and your hands. Beautiful, tuck your toes, bring it back up into down dog. Now we're going to take this sequence breath to movement on each side. So on an inhale, lift your right leg up and back, three-legged down dog. And exhale, step up, low lunge. Nice, the inhale brings us into our high crescent lunge. And as you exhale, vertical twist to the right, right hand behind you, left arm forward. You'll inhale back to high crescent, but cactus your arms, lift your chest up. And then exhale, beggar's bowl, hover the back knee, arms forward. Inhale, one-legged mountain. And on your exhale, flying chair, left foot meets the right, arms back. Inhale, one-legged mountain, left leg lifts. Extend it forward, and then exhale, flying lunge, reach your fingers back. Inhale, warrior two. And then exhale, low lunge position. Step back to plank, breathe in, exhale halfway down or go to down dog, inhale up dog, exhale down dog. Okay, left side, inhale, left leg up, three-legged down dog, and on your exhale, step it up, low lunge position. Inhale, high crescent, and as you exhale, vertical twist to the left. Inhale, high crescent, but cactus the arms, lift up to the chest. Exhale to that beggar's bowl, arms forward, hover the knee. Inhale, one-legged mountain, right leg lifts. And exhale, flying chair, arms back. Inhale, one-legged mountain, right leg lifts, extends forward. Exhale, flying lunge. Right on, inhale, warrior two. And exhale, low lunge. Step back, plank, breathe in. Go to down dog or exhale halfway. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Let's do one more time. Inhale, right leg lifts up, three-legged down dog. Exhale, low lunge position. Inhale, high crescent. And exhale, vertical twist to the right. Inhale, high crescent, cactus arms, baby back bend. Exhale, beggar's bowl. Inhale, one-legged mountain, left knee lifts. Exhale, flying chair. Inhale, one-legged mountain, left leg extends, and exhale, flying lunge. Inhale, warrior two, and then exhale, low lunge position. Inhale, plank, and take your flow. Exhale, halfway. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Here's the left side. Inhale, left leg lifts up. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, high crescent. Exhale, vertical twist to the left. Inhale, high crescent, baby back bend, cactus. Exhale, beggar's bowl. Inhale, one-legged mountain, right knee lifts. Exhale, flying chair. Drop your left heel, inhale, right knee, leg extends in one-legged mountain. Exhale to that flying lunge. Inhale, warrior two. And on the exhale, low lunge. Step back to your plank, breathe in, exhale halfway, inhale up dog, exhale down dog.
Okay, take a deep breath into that down dog. And then exhale, side out. Breathe in. Sigh out. Nice, friend. Bring it down to your knees, tabletop. And for child's pose, take your knees out wide. Tops of the feet to the ground, big toes together. Sit bones towards your heels, forehead to the earth, arms in front. Find your breath. Child's pose is a rad one to feel the weight of your body just relax down to the ground. Another piece of it is you could walk your hands forward a little bit and press into your hands or press into the bellies of your forearms. And then your elbows might lift a little bit, your forehead might lift a little bit, it could stay down. But what you're doing when you're pushing forward is you're pushing your sit bones closer back towards your heels. But again, it can be a really nice one too, just body weight relaxed while you're here. Take the last couple rounds of breath. Awesome. Lift up to a tabletop, drop one of your hips to the ground, bring your legs forward, and then we're going to do some core work on our back. Some of this is from the yoga tradition, some of this is more from a fitness tradition, but it's really nice to have a strong core when we are practicing it, when we have a strong yoga practice. So I want you first to reach your legs straight up in space, and then hands behind your head and lift your head up. Awesome. Reach your arms forward from there. And what I'm going to do is a switch up to a new move, and then back to the first move, and then rest. So this first move, and just join me right away, is you're twisting, reaching left arm forward, and then right arm forward. Now, as you're doing this, stay with your breath, and if your neck needs support, you just take one hand back behind the base of your skull, but keep reaching forward. Get into those side bodies. Okay, now your switch up is going to be hip lifts. So hands behind your head. You're lifting your hips off the ground, reaching your toes up, and then bringing the hips back down. Stay with it. As promised, a return to the first move. Hips down, head and shoulders up, and reaching arms side to sides. Maybe one hand behind the base of the skull. You got it. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. So relax, and let's relax in a reclined cobbler's pose. I love this pose. Bottoms of the feet together, knees out wide. Arms can relax at your sides or inside of your thighs or onto your upper and lower belly, whatever feels best to you. Bring it back in on those inhales and exhales. Okay, our next core work is going to be from a leg lift position. So hands behind your head, lift the head and shoulders, and then take your legs out to a leg lift. So they're extended on the diagonal, feet are together, legs are lengthened, and then your low back is pressing to the ground. So we're going to do bicycles, scissor kicks, and then bicycles. And bicycles, if you don't know these, you're going to leave one leg extended, bend one knee in, and then opposite elbow comes into the knee that comes in. So go for it, friends. Okay, scissor kicks. 1 leg straight up, and then 1 leg on the diagonal.
Keep breathing. Back to bicycles. 10 seconds. And 3, 2, 1. Oh, yeah. Reach your legs out in front of you, arms back behind you. So it's a full morning stretch. And I like throwing this one in the core because you just open up through the abdominal wall. You open through the chest. And then you bring in that full breath, and it just helps to loosen things back up, massage things out. Nice. Bring your knees in, and then take a rock back and forth the length of your spine, grabbing your hamstrings from the base of your skull, coming up to your sit bones, finding your balance back down. And then you can just come up to your sit bones. So this takes us into the shape of boat pose. And if you're not familiar with boat pose, you're lifting your heels up off the ground. You're pulling back and up. And what we're going to do in boat, the first move is going to be where you're twisting left and right, kind of like you were rowing a canoe with your ankles crossed. And the second one are what I call in and outs. So you're bringing your knees in, and then you're open back up. And when you open back up, that's your full boat. Okay, cool. Cross your ankles, lift up through your spine, and then we're going to do those rows. So ready, and go. Twisting to the left and twisting to the right. Part of the work in boat pose, as you find your balance, is constantly lifting back and up through your chest. So just making this really nice posture. Okay, let's do those in and outs. You got it. Beautiful breathing. And back to your twist. Twist through the spine, open your shoulders and your back to the sides of the room. Last 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Come forward into a tabletop and we can start into cat and cow. If you know what you're doing, just go right into it. If you're not familiar, cow is bowing your spine. So you drop your belly, you tilt your chest up and your tailbone up. And then cat is an arch in your back, and think like a Halloween cat. So you drop your head, you drop your tailbone, and then you lift your mid-back up high. Now you can inhale cow, exhale cat. That's a great default. You can take a full round of breath in one and then go on to the next. You can, as you're in those shapes, rock a little forwards and backwards, or send the hips or the shoulders to the left or to the right. Awesome, friends. So we're going to take that core work and we're going to bring it into dolphin. So dolphin is like down dog, but you're on your forearms. We create the shape number 11 with our arms. So your elbows come right in at shoulder's distance. So a great way to do it is get into tabletop and then drop your elbows down to the ground. If your arms are in like a V shape, again, find that shape number 11. Everything's at shoulder's distance. You spread out into the bellies of your forearms, you're into your palms, you're into your fingers, and then you're going to step your toes to the back of your mat. So you're in a forearm plank position to start with. So find a forearm plank position. Gaze down, crown of the head reaches forward, hips on level with your shoulders. And we can find that length in our low back, so your tailbone, well, it's really the pelvis tilting back a little bit in space,
Doing those abs, hold up and in. And then from there, I want you to start to walk tiptoe up into dolphin. Nice work. Lift your hips back and up. And there's a ton of shoulder work in dolphin because you're lifting your sternum back up towards your thighs. Head is off the ground, the gaze is back. It's not because you're lifting your head, it's getting lifted as you're pressing to your arms, and then you lift your sternum back up towards your thighs. Inhale your right leg up, three-legged dolphin. If your elbows are going out wide, keep the elbows in. Press the top corner of the back wall. Nice, and then come back down, walk back into forearm plank. Roll onto your left forearm, outside edge of your left foot. Stack your right foot onto your left, side plank. We can reach the right arm up from here. We can lift the right foot away from the left. You can reach your right fingertips forward. Stay with the breath. Turn back into your forearm plank. You got it. Get strong. Stay with that breathing. Dig in. Okay, walk back up to dolphin. Sternum back up to thighs. Gaze is behind you. Inhale, left leg back and up. Keep committing. Nice breath. One more inhale, lift up. And on your exhale, bring the foot down, walk back, forearm plank, roll onto the right forearm, go onto the outside edge of your right foot, stack the left onto the right, so you're in that forearm plank. Left hand can go to your hip, or left arm lifts up. You could lift left foot off the right, point to the back wall, and reach your left arm forward. Nice, friends, almost there. Turn back, forearm plank, breathe in, and then exhale, Sphinx pose. So let your hips comfortably come to the ground. Tops of the feet are to the ground. Lift up through your chest. Find the length through the back of your neck. This is a restorative, nice back bend and really nice stretch for your abdominal wall. If you'd like, turn your gaze across your left shoulder. Nice breathing. And turn your gaze across your right shoulder. Let the weight of your head come down and hang heavy. Maybe a little side to side movement through your chin. And then we're going to do two more restorative stretches. This is shoulder pigeon for your left and right arm. So shoulder pigeon for your left arm, shift your body over to the right side of your mat. Bring your chest all the way down. Reach your left arm to the left wall, palm face down, so the left arm is perpendicular from your torso. And then press the right hand into the floor at your side and roll onto your left side body. You can stack the right foot or plant the right foot to the ground behind the left leg. And you can also reach your right arm behind you in space or leave the right hand to the ground. We want the weight of your head relaxed while you're here, friends. And if you'd like to, you could take this one into a nice quadricep stretch where you'd bend your right knee, bring your heel to the sit bone, and then reach your right hand back for the top of the foot while you're here. And if that's not in the cards for you, not a problem. Just go back to where you were. As you're in this pose, find that breath. Okay, roll onto your stomach. I know we said we were just doing restore poses, but while we're here, I got the itch to do, we're going to come back like we were swimming on the surfboard. So we did locust pose with an arm extended forward. But this time, we're going to add a bind to it. So back on your belly, center yourself on your mat, reach your left arm forward, and now bend your left knee, bring your heel to your sit bone, and let the right hand grab onto the top of your left foot. Now engage the bind, so let the foot kick back, it pulls your arm top, pull against it, let the thigh lift off the ground, chest lift off the ground, and then lift your right thigh off the ground, reach your right leg back, and reach your left arm off the ground, or reach your fingertips forward. Find that length through the back of your neck and that lift. Stay engaged and breathe. Nice, release down, and then we're gonna take the other side of that shoulder pigeon. So this time it's for your right arm. So slide your body over to the left side of your mat. Chest is down, reach your right arm to the right. Press your left hand into the floor at your side and roll onto your right side body. Relax your head. You can leave your left hand at your side, or you could bring your left hand behind you. If you want that quadricep stretch, bend your left knee, bring your heel to the sit bone, and slide your left hand to the top of the foot and let your knee gently kick back. Nice, release down, center yourself on your mat, and we're gonna do the other side of half floor bow. So reach your right arm forward this time, bend your right knee, bring your heel to your sit bone, and reach your left hand to grab the inside edge of the foot and then grab the top of the foot. Engage the bind, so lift your thighs off the ground, lift your right arm off the ground, and then you're lifting through your chest. Your right leg is kicking back and you're pulling against it with the left arm. The left arm gets extended, and you're lifting up and breathing. Nice, friends. Exhale, release down, palms under your shoulders, tuck your toes, lift up to a plank or tabletop, shift back, down dog. Settle into down dog. Inhale the right leg up, three-legged down dog. Now on your exhale, open the hip and bend the knee to a scorpion tail. The tendency is for your left shoulder to collapse down. Keep it strong on level with your right. And also watch that your left heel is not spinning to the left, it's pointing back. Your right knee is lifting and the inside of your right hip bone is pointing to the right wall. Your right heel is coming in towards your sit bones as you bend the knee. On an exhale, now step the foot up between the hands, low lunge. And then open to a wide-legged forward fold facing to the left. All 10 toes face left. Once you've got the width of your stance, inhale halfway up. You can press to fingertips or fly arms. Exhale, refold. Walk your hands in front of you and start to pull the floor in front of you. Press to your legs. Find that lift up through your hips and breathe. Will you relax the weight of the head? Nice. Walk back up, low lunge position. And then for Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose, you can put your right foot, like a right hand, like a foot in front of your right foot. You could also do a block on level 1, 2, or 3. I'm going to do a block on level 1. And then you stand up on your right leg. Your right hand is under your shoulder. And you start to reach your left leg behind you. The inside of your left hip is pointing to the left wall. And then you're lifting up to your left arm. You could also do left hand to your hip. So it's kind of similar when we were just doing that version of side plank a little bit earlier. There are some similarities to that. And again, if you fall out of it like I just did, we want to have fun with the balance and just try again. Focus your gaze on something that's not moving.
Think about stacking your shoulders, stacking your hips, and then you're pressing your left heel to the wall behind you, and your toes are pointing to the left side of the room. On your next exhale, friends, release back to that low lunge position. And then for pigeon, just walk the right foot to the left side of your mat. Drop the top of the foot or the side of the foot to the ground. Drop your right knee to the right side of your mat. And then lower your left knee, top of the left foot to the ground. Leg is directly behind you. And then you can start to press into your fingertips, lift up to your chest. Your right knee is to the outside of your right hand. And when you're ready, lower down onto your forearms. And then you're going to bring your head down to the ground, a block, or your hands. Let the front of your left thigh point to the ground, the top of your knees to the ground, top of your shin, and top of the foot on the left leg to the ground. That will keep your right sit bone from collapsing down into the right. You want to keep the right hip up on level with your left. Nice work with that breath. Stay with it. Nice, friends. Press up to your hands. Drop your right hip down to the ground. Swing your left leg all the way forward. And then you're going to come onto your back with that left leg flat to the ground. Hug your right knee into your chest and then extend your right leg up in space. Take your left hand to the outside of your shin or the outside of the left foot and then roll onto the outside edge of your left hip as you reach the right leg over to the right. From there, you're going to twist and reach your right arm right leg to the left and right arm to the right. So you get that twist. So your right leg was straight up, roll onto the outside edge of your left hip, reach your right leg to the left, and reach your right arm to the right. We got this. Gaze is out across your right arm. Let that right shoulder relax towards the ground or even press a little into the ground. So you're really feeling that nice twist from one side where your leg is reaching to the other side where your arm is reaching. Take those last couple rounds of breath. Nice, friends. Then roll onto your back. So the way you got up to boat pose earlier, we can do that now. So you grab your hamstrings, lift up. Cross your ankles, plant your hands, and step back into down dog. Once you got down dog, lift your left leg up and back. Find that three-legged down dog. And then on an exhale, scorpion tail, drape the toes down to the right as the knee lifts up. Keep really strong in your shoulders. And then the front of your left hip bone is pointing to the left side of the room. Your heel is kind of pulling in towards your sit bones a little bit. On your next exhale, you're going to step up low lunge and then open wide-legged fold to the right. So for frog pose, you can drop your knees to the ground. If you need to, you can fold the ends of your mat in to double up underneath your knees. And then to make the frog pose legs, your knees are out a little bit wider than your hips. And then insides of the feet are to the ground wider than your knees. Lower your elbows down under your shoulders. You can go onto the edge of the forearms and bring your hands together. And then relax your head to look back behind you and start to reach your sit bones back to the wall behind you. It's a really deep stretch in the hips. You'll feel it in the outsides of the legs, outsides of the knees.
And then you can start to add baby cat and cow here. One, letting the hip rotate a little forward. One, letting the hips rotate a little bit backwards, the pelvis. But you're gonna feel as you rotate the pelvis a little forwards and backwards inside of those baby cat and cows, you're gonna feel a little bit of a different stretch through the legs. Nice. As you come to the end of your breath on this one, press to your hands and step back out into that wide-legged fold position. Lift back up through your hips. Walk up to a low lunge, and then we've got the other side of Ardha Chandrasana. So left hand, half moon pose. Left hand can go out in front of you to the ground, or again, I'm going to use a block on level 1. Stand on your left leg, left hand's right under your shoulder, and then lift your right leg and start to press the heel to the wall behind you. Right hand can come to your hip. Right arm could lift up in space. And then point those right toes over to the right. Press back through your heel. Stack through your shoulders. And just stay playful. If you fall out of it, it's okay. Just some games we get to play with our bodies. And that breath with it. On an exhale, find that low lunge position. Good work. And then for pigeon, walk the left foot over to the right side of your mat. Drop the top or the edge of it to the ground, and then lower your left knee over to the left, all the way over to the left side. And what I mean by that is as you reach the right leg behind you and at the top of the ground, to the top of the foot to the ground, press to your hands underneath your shoulders, lift up to your chest, and your left knee is to the outside of your left hand. From there, we're lowering down onto the forearms, head to the ground, block or to your hands. Use that breath. Front of your right thigh pointing to the ground so you're not dropping into your left sit bone, hips on the same level. And then press to your hands, lift up, drop your left sit bone to the ground. You're going to bring your right leg forward, reach out in front of you. Come down onto your back, and then bring your left knee to your chest. So you're laying all the way down, right leg's out in front of you. Now reach your left leg straight up in space, stretch out through it, and reach your right hand to the outside of the calf, ankle, or foot, and we'll take that twist. So roll onto the outside edge of your right hip. Reach your left foot over to the right, and then take your left arm out to the left, and your gaze goes out to the left. And just allow your breath to snake its way through your spine here. Last couple rounds. And once you're at the end of your breath, roll onto your back, and then we'll take happy baby before our Shavasana. So peace sign fingers to your big toes, your hands to the edges of the feet. Allow your knees to bend and open up wide.
Bottoms of the feet point up to the sky, ankles are stacked above the knees, and then gently pull down on the frame, bringing your low back into the ground or close to the ground, and start to rock side to side. The weight of your head is relaxed out in Happy Baby. And then from there, you can lower your feet to the ground and we'll move into our final resting pose. Make yourself comfy. And then we just let the legs lengthen in front of us, the weight of the feet relax open. Relax your arms at your sides, your palms turn to the sky. And then close your eyes and let go of controlling your breath and allow your body just to take back over on the automatic breathing. And Shavasana, this is a practice in stillness. Bring some life back into your body. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. You can roll out your ankles and your wrists. Maybe stretch your arms all the way back overhead behind you into that full morning stretch. And then roll the weight onto your side into a fetal position, curling up for a moment and just taking a slow, deep round of breath. Doesn't have to be ujjayi breathing, just whatever feels good to you. We'll meet at a cross-legged position. You can keep your eyes closed and then find the front edge of your sit bones once you arrive, so pull the flesh away or walk them back. And really, any pose you want to end with will work great. Lift up through your spine, and like we did at the beginning of class, just roll out the shoulder heads. And then bring the palms together, let the thumbs come in towards your sternum. Friends, thank you so much for letting me lead you through your yoga practice today. The light in me greets the light in you. Much love. Namaste. Okay, friends, thanks for joining me for another Power Flow yoga class. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Please like, subscribe, and follow. And if you are in a place to make a donation, I've got my Venmo ID in the description of this video. And if not, no worries, it is my gift to you. So take care, and I will catch you next time. Much love.